I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
Barack Obama is the first African-American president of the United States. But some overseas who, like Obama, have parents of different races, see not an African-American, but a man they define as mixed race, the way they define themselves.
I see us as being ambassadors, if you understand. Unofficially, you understand? We're just spreading the love, you understand, and just where we go.
Dennis Morris, his wife Isabel, and their daughter Pearl are part of a growing British trend. A new study shows nearly 1 in 10 British children now come from mixed-race families. Now, many of those families are in urban centers, like here in London, but the study also shows that mixed-race families are a growing trend throughout the country, cutting across all ethnic groups. Yet only slightly more than 1% of Americans identified themselves as mixed race in the latest census. So why the difference?
You can't marry someone unless you can meet them first.
Lucinda Platt, the author of the study, says ethnic groups in Britain tend to be more integrated into British society, with intermarriage a natural step forward.
For example, the Caribbeans are relatively highly dispersed in the UK compared to African Americans in the US. So there's simply not different opportunities for contact.
But it's also about how we see ourselves.
That if you do have parents from different ethnic groups, you can find yourself as African American, nevertheless, or will do. And again, to go back to Obama, we see him being defined as African American. Whereas in the UK, there seems to be a growth in people wanting to acknowledge both parts of their heritage and see themselves as mixed race.
The cancer started from a footballing.
Dennis Morris spent much of his career photographing reggae star Bob Marley, born of a white British father and a black Jamaican mother.
Bob Marley, who I worked with very closely, I think a lot of black people, they try to deny the fact that he's mixed race. For him, it was never about race as such, as I said, you know, for him it was about people, you understand? About the struggle.
Values they try to impress on Pearl, but when the family travels abroad, she notices a difference.
Here it's more like, no, you don't really take notice of it and people don't really stare at you because you're black or you're mixed and stuff, but in America and Australia you can see them staring at you and it's a bit off-putting. I thought that was going to change because obviously they're going to elect Obama and he's won now. But I don't think there'll be a change straight away. I think that if there is going to be a change, that it'll take a bit more time.
Until then, the Morris family seems happy to be ambassadors for a new kind of British family. Atika Schubert, CNN, London.